Hello! Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tyler, and I'm in the basement for the first time in a month. The floors have been installed. There's still some painting that needs to go on, so I don't have everything back in order quite yet because I don't want to move all the things when painting has to happen. But I wanted to record these videos down here in a place where I could record them. So we're gonna do something a little different this month. I have never been a person who has planned a TBR in advance. I've always just read what I wanted to read, and the main thing that has determined when I read those things is library wait times. But since moving to where I live now, I have been buying way more books. Just because of pandemic stuff, I'm not doing the things I normally would spend my money on or spend my time doing. And there are just lots of bookstores in this place that we have moved. So it's just very easy to like pop into a bookstore and happen to see a book that I've heard about and then buy it. So my physical TBR is out of control. So this month I want to do an all physical book TBR. I'm hoping this will encourage me to read more physical books. I found myself not reaching for them as much because I can read so much quicker on my phone when I have it with me at all times. I can read just a little bit of it on a commercial break or something. So I don't reach for the physical books that I currently have. But I bought these books because I want to read them. And I'm sick of them just taking up space. So when I finish them, I can either get rid of them or add them to my actual bookshelf. So we're gonna do a physical book TBR. I'm gonna read almost exclusively physical books in the month of April. The only exception is I will still be listening to audiobooks, just because I like audiobooks, and sometimes there are days where I don't have very many podcasts, but I still have lots of shit to do. So that's where audiobooks come in. And then I still have a couple books on hold at the library, ebooks. And if those check out to me, I probably will read those. So there are a few physical or ebooks. Things have gotten worse since we last spoke. And This Is How You Lose the Time War are both on hold at my library. But they're 5 weeks out both, so it's kind of up in the air whether or not they'll become available this month. But otherwise, I plan on reading physical books. So let's do a little update on my TBR. This month I actually read quite a bit off my TBR. The thing is, Goodreads now tells me it says I want to read 118 books. However, that is because I finally added all the books, the physical books on my TBR that weren't on my Goodreads TBR to the shelf so I can make this video. Before I did that, I was at 108. So I was reading books because it was at 115 at the beginning of March. So I'm really proud of myself, even if the stats technically don't reflect that, because I had gotten it down and then I needed to do some maintenance. Anyways, so we're gonna do this slightly TBR game style. I've watched some videos and people go all out on these TBR videos. I'm not gonna go all out because I don't want to torture myself with the books that I'm reading. So what I did was I created a list of prompts that fit the books that I currently own. And I'm gonna put that list into a randomizer, and I am going to pick 5 books based on those prompts. That seems reasonable to me because I've been averaging about 9 or 10 books a month. So 5 physical ones, and then that gives me room to DNF anything I'm not liking, gives me room to read any of those ebooks that might check out to me. So the first prompt is horror. I think I only have one horror book. Let's see. Where is it? this. The Lost Village by Camilla Sten, which is actually great. She has a new book coming out, or there is a new book that just came out that I was very intrigued by, that I can't remember the name of. But I didn't want to investigate it too much because I wanted to read this book first to see if I like the way it's written. So this is going to be a book I read this month, hopefully. Let's see what the next one is. Newest book by publishing date. Okay, and this is why I did put everything into Goodreads, because I tagged it all as physical books, and that way I could sort stuff without having to like just have that. So first published date. Oh, interesting. Okay. We're gonna read Sybil. I bought this one like on a whim at a Friends of the Library sale, and I picked it up because I'm just so intrigued by like these like fake nonfiction. Sybil is complicated. The woman I think she might be dead by now, was mentally ill, but it was at a time where psychiatrists were implanting a lot of memories, maybe not nefariously, but just like the way society was at the time. There was a lot of false memories and things like that. And Sybil comes in that territory, and I'm just so intrigued by the original book. I would like to read the like debunking at some point too, but this is what I have. Sybil. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what the fuss was about. All right, let's see what's next. Lowest rated, okay. All right, let's see, average rating. Okay, the lowest rating is Leave the World Behind, which I bought on a whim randomly last week, actually. And this was also in Kayla's lowest rated vlog. And I put it on my TBR. And honestly, I rewatched the video once I bought this book, and I don't have a clue why I put this on my TBR. But I bought the book based on knowing it was on my TBR. So we're going to read Leave the World Behind. This is like a sci-fi sort of thing, I believe. Amanda and Clay head out to a remote corner of Long Island, expecting a vacation. But with a late knock on the door, the spell is broken. Ruth and GH, an older couple who claim to own the home, have arrived there in a panic. These strangers say that a sudden blackout has swept New York, and with nowhere else to turn, they've come to the country in search of shelter. TV and internet are down. Oh, maybe it's not sci-fi. For some reason I thought it was like aliens or something. I don't know. Interesting. Okay, that's 3. Let's see what number 4 is gonna be. Paperback. Okay. Let's see. I have quite a number of paperbacks. The question is, what paperback do I want to read? Let's see. I got horror, sci-fi, weird, nonfiction / fiction. I want to read a graphic novel this month, but let's read Detransition Baby. I've been wanting to read this for a while, and I own it, so let's read it. And this is going to be the last pick. And it is going to be fiction. I think I put fiction on there specifically for Detransition Baby, because I didn't really know what else to categorize it as. But almost everything on this shelf is fiction. So know what? I'll do this because this was the other option I was going to do for the paperback. My Solo Exchange Diary, the sequel to my lesbian experience with loneliness. Here I am, editing this video, realizing that this graphic novel is a nonfiction graphic novel, and I'm an idiot. But we'll just have to say that Detransition Baby is the fiction choice, and this book is the paperback. I'm an idiot. I have not read the original book, but my husband bought this and told me he thought I would like it, and it's just been sitting in a pile of books to read. So I'll read this book. Short, easy manga. Ooh, it's colorful. Fun. It's pink inside. I love that. I love a black and white comic with like one main focus color. Love that. Cool. So those are the 5 books that, not the algorithm, the randomizer has chosen for me. However, I'm also going to talk about this. I want to read this month. Why do I have 2 copies of it? Great question. My husband bought it for me. It is a Finnish graphic novel, and I have the Finnish version and the English version. When I was looking into how to better learn language, a lot of websites recommended reading a book you're very familiar with in the language you're learning. However, Finnish language books are not easy to come by. So my first thought was, let me read A Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket, because I'm very familiar with those books. I have read that book numerous times. So let me find a Finnish language version of it. Could not find it. Finding Finnish fiction in the US is very hard. Just because there's only like 5 million Finnish speakers in the world, and like a good chunk of them live in Finland. So it's just very difficult. Anyways, so my husband got these for me as a surprise this week. So this is the English version that he bought, and then he had his brother, who lives in Finland, send the Finnish copy for me. So I have never read this, but I can read them alongside. So I can attempt to read the Finnish version, and then I can read the English. But also, it's good because it is a graphic novel. So it's it will be, I don't want to say an easy read, but it's not going to be like a difficult struggle, like getting very frustrated. It should be easy to match up the sentences, etc., etc. So those 2 books are on my list. Do we need to do a little haul of other things I've bought since then? Yes, I'm gonna do just a tiny little haul at the end of this video. So I got some books since the last time we talked, and I've shown some of them here. But the biggest additions are, I bought Clara and the Sun, which I've been hearing great things about, and I find the cover to be beautiful. So I'm looking forward to reading this at some point. Then the weirdest buys I have are Illuminae and S by J.J. Abrams and Doug Dorse. I bought these when I was like, I want to read a weird book. So this is like a space story told in a bunch of like files about the mission. And I just have to say, I'm obsessed with the cover. So the like dust jacket is see-through, and then it like, I don't know, it's just awesome. I love it. So I look forward to reading this. And then S is like a crazy book. It comes up a lot when talking about House of Leaves, which is one of my favorite books. And I have been thinking about buying this book for a while, but couldn't pull the trigger because it's like a $40 book. because there is just a lot to it. Is a multimedia book, so this is the ship of Theseus, and the story is about this book, but also two people who are reading the book and trading it back and forth and leaving their notes within the book, and there's like things in the book. And apparently there were like handwriting actors for this book, so like the handwriting is different and it looks like pen in the book. It's got like a library thing on the side. It's just like a whole experience. So I finally pulled the trigger on buying this because I don't know, I've just been struggling to find books I'm enjoying. So I was like, let's read a weird book. When I'll read this weird book, I don't know, because it did not get pulled. Anyways, so let's get a booktube thumbnail. How do people do this? This is actually incredibly heavy. So thank you for watching. I'm sorry if it's a little echoey and the shadows are a little weird. Like I said, I don't have my full filming setup because things are still kind of up in the air. I just needed to record this while I had the chance. Anyways, so hopefully I'll be reading all these books in April. Wouldn't that just be fantastic if I managed to read all these books? That would be excellent. I will see y'all next week, and it will be my March wrap up, and I will be wearing this same outfit. So I'll see y'all later.